Hey, so I just had a couple meetings with some individuals, some clients that we've been working with, and there's a pattern that I saw that came out, and it reminded me of a testimony story, but also something I believe we all can be aware of, learning just the language of God, of how He speaks to us. One situation was their staff, this company was losing a number of staff members, and when you see a pattern like that, for me, it's a red flag to stop and say, okay, losing one, losing two, but now like four, five, six, seven. What's going on, Lord? Are you trying to reveal something? Is there something underlying this particular situation that is you want to reveal? And sometimes it's a practical thing. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. We had a client one time was losing staff members, and we actually took it to our team and our prophetic individuals. Said, "Hey, could you be praying into this?" I actually coded the question. I said, "This particular person has a house, and they have multiple rooms in the house, and the lights keep going out in some of the rooms. Well, this client ended up having multiple locations and had staff leaving in multiple locations." And so we're trying to figure out what's going on. We already tried to fix all the logistics, but it was just random things that were just happening. And so I had this one of our team members pray into it, who's very prophetic. And I said, "Could you just pray and ask the Lord what you hear from about this coded question?" They came back and they heard that there's an individual in the company that was like a snake, and they're spreading poison, venom, into the company, but they're also wearing like a mask. And this mask is like on the outside, it seemed like the person was great to the owner, but behind it, it was like a serpent. And cut the head of the snake off, you take care of the problem. And so we actually knew that this individual was causing a problem, but we couldn't figure out what to do with it based upon it's a more spiritual dynamic than anything. And so we just, the story goes that we began to pray and say, "God, give us wisdom." Within a few days, another person left the company, and the owner's like, "Okay, that's it. God, you've got to do something. This got to stop. This has to stop now." And within 2 hours, this individual that's causing the problem sent her resignation. And within 2 weeks, not only her, but also another person who was connected to her left. And so God began to work. He revealed where the enemy had access in that situation, and He revealed what was going on, and He worked on her behalf. In the same situation with this other client that I was just talking about today, we saw a pattern of people leaving. So we stopped and said, "God, what are you doing? Can you show us what's causing this?" And it actually revealed something in their hearts, something that had been a hurt and offense in the partner's hearts, that was underlying, that was never talked about. God highlighted that, and in the midst of it, brought healing and restoration in the process. It was beautiful to watch. And so God, different things God brings out. Sometimes it's a spiritual opposition. Sometimes it's a heart issue that God's going after. And sometimes it's a practical solution that the Lord wants to reveal. But that's the beautiful journey of walking with God, is just to allow Him to really speak to us and show us things, because this is all about invitation of walking closer with Him, not about figuring out the solution so it's fixed and we can move on, but actually learning from Him, learning what He's doing, because He's really trying to build us as individuals. He's trying to work in our own hearts so that we can be able to steward and carry what He's called us to carry. And so sometimes He allows things to take place so that He can reveal where the enemy has access, things in our own heart, or things that need to be changed for increase in that process. So I just encourage you, if you see patterns or challenges that are coming in patterns, to stop and say, "God, what are you revealing? What's the battle plan? What's the strategy? What's the challenge?" And I'll just give you a scripture reference with Elijah, when the Lord was revealing to Elisha where the enemy was going to be. The enemy, in fact, they would get so upset with. He got so upset, he was accusing his leaders of treason, and they said, "No, it's not us. Actually, the prophet over there on Israel's side is hearing from God and telling the king of Israel where we're going to be." And so God was revealing to the prophet where the enemy was going to be, where the enemy had access, to avoid the attack of the enemy. And so I believe the Lord really wants to reveal things that are causing conflict, things that are causing challenges, things that are where the enemy might have access to things. It might be small, but he wants to reveal to us. That's his heart. So I encourage you today just to tap in and just pause and say, God, what can you show me what's going on? Bless you.